right, welcome everybody. This is Nigerian Women Lead, and you're welcome to this call. This is a series that we always do monthly, where we invite keynote speakers, people who are successful in different endeavors of life,
Where are
people
you?
who have made some footprint in their experience and works in life, and have one or two things to share with us as
Eh?
regarding freedom of religious belief, as regarding what they do, and even our
Hmm.
advocacy for women to lead the change. We so much believe that if women can be empowered, we believe so much that if every girl child can be empowered, we believe that if women are at the forefront of change, then definitely we're going to build power. And after we build power, we're going to cause the change we so much desire, because women are great change makers. Women are also great peace initiators. So on this note, that I want to, on behalf of the international coordinator and also the national coordinator, to welcome each one of you to this call. I want you to keep calm, listen to every bit of what we have to say, and also keep your action plans ahead, because I know definitely after this call, you're going to roll up your sleeves and get to work. Permit me to acknowledge everybody that is here. You are duly recognized and highly respected. And as we begin this call, please ensure you follow due decorum. Even during the conversation, let's use good language, and let's also ask our questions, because this is an interactive session where we're here to gain knowledge and also give out what we also have. Permit me to also use this opportunity to acknowledge that Nigerian Women Lead has been in Nigeria for some time now, and already, especially in Taraba State, where so much is happening. We have had cause to celebrate what Nigerian Women Lead is doing in Taraba State, because of the effect and the change we are seeing in our local community and the grassroots movement. With the help of the international coordinator and also the national coordinator, Taraba State has become a hub where change is inevitable, and change is taking sporadic change in our community. And also, just to tell you that we have a lot of this event coming up. This is just one of its kind. Watch out even after this one, because next month we'll still be having another session like this. Um, I want to also use this opportunity to um, welcome our international director and president of Miss Soraya MD, who is going to also give us our own remarks. But before then, I also want to use the opportunity to welcome Mrs. Ruth Abner. Mrs. Ruth Abner is the national coordinator, who is also our guest on this show today. When you listen to her, you're going to know that she is a capacity woman. We used to call her the phenomenal woman too. Thank you for coming. And also, before we move into our discussion, I want Dofa to give us a brief of what we do in Nigerian Lead, and how you can also be part of what we do. Please, Dofa, come come along with the video so that we can be able to showcase who we are and what we do in Nigerian Lead. Thank you so much.
In a world where women's voices continue to shape peace, purpose, and progress, Nigerian Women Lead stand as a beacon of hope, empowering women, uplifting communities, and transforming lives across Nigeria. From women peace gathering that bridge, divide, and promote unity, to the Party Girl campaign, ensuring every young girl has the dignity and confidence to stay in school, we are building a movement of care, courage, and change. Through our Empowering Children in Education initiative, we open doors of opportunity, providing books and learning tools for orphans and vulnerable children. Because every child deserves a chance to dream. We nurture women leaders through our leadership and capacity building seminars, equipping them to lead with vision, strength, and compassion in their homes, workplaces, and communities. And in the spirit of unity, our Christmas and Salah interfaith gatherings bring people of all faiths together to celebrate love, peace, and togetherness as one family under God. Through leadership trainings, mentorship programs, and community empowerment projects, Nigerian Women Lead continue to raise a generation of women and youth who are ready to lead for peace, for justice, and for a better Nigeria. Because when women lead, communities rise and nations thrive. Nigerian Women Lead, inspiring change and empowering generations.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome to our monthly gathering of Nigeria Women Lead. As you can see, we don't lead without our youth. Thank you to John and Dofa, who always step in and step up to all our needs. And I'm very glad to be here and to follow John this afternoon. This is a very unique meeting in that we are going to talk about a trip, a conference our coordinator in Nigeria, Ruth Abner, had. And she has brought to us new and greater insights. Because there comes a time when we can't be fighting fire with fire. We must fight fire with water. In Nigeria, particularly, I have been to Nigeria for the last 7-8 years. My heart has a special place for Nigeria. So we have explored many ways, and moving forward, we want to incorporate the possibility of engaging mothers and more women as peace builders. And it's not that we have not done it. We have always believed that women have to take a strong seat at the table, and we have held that vision. So Ruth Abner, I will introduce her shortly. She met 120 leading scholars and practitioners as they came together to a colloquium on Mothers Without Borders, the phenomenology of mothers' soft power in peace building. The event was convened by a top university in the United States, the Wellesley Centers for Women. As we all know, mothers have been at the forefront of successful peace movements throughout history. They have used their roles in protest against war, violence, and injustice. These movements draw on the moral authority of motherhood to demand protection for children and families, often employing nonviolent direct action, petitions, and public awareness campaigns. There are many examples, but notable examples of successful mothers' peace movements include Women of Liberia Mass Action for Peace. In all our teachings and learnings, we watch the story of Lema Gabovi. Lema was a social worker instrumental in ending Liberia's 14-year civil war in 2003. What she did is very relevant for Nigeria, because what she did was she brought Christian and Muslim women together. So Gabowi united Christian and Muslim women in a non-violent campaign that included silent protests, prayer circles, and even a sex strike that pressured male leaders to participate in peace talks. So the success of the movement to this date is immeasurable. The movement brought a negotiated end to the conflict and led to the election of Africa's first female head of state, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Gobowi was later awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her efforts. So it is in this context that we are come together today to revisit, to reset, re-energize, and to reinvigorate the peace process in Nigeria. So let me introduce our speaker today. She's a dear friend. She manages the entire operations in Nigeria. And Ruth is determined. Before I read a prepared bio about her, I have to tell her she has the qualities and the demeanor and the passion and the commitment of every leader who has been successful in this kind of work. I remember the last time I went to Abuja, we had a prolific tour. We went to many states, and Ruth picked me up from the airport, and she stood by my side until I left. She had to take days off to see that this work got done. And to that, I'm personally grateful, Ruth. So let me now read about her. Ruth Abner is an assistant superintendent with the Nigerian Immigration Service and a dynamic leader committed to peace building and community development. She has successfully mobilized thousands of women in efforts that help mitigate election-related violence in Kaltungo community, Gombe State, Nigeria, an initiative supported by the Community Peace Dialogue and Interfaith Initiative Omnia Institute for Contextual Leadership. She serves as the CEO of Voice of Women for Peace and Development Initiative, Country Director of Nigerian Women Lead, and Omnia Senior Interfaith Peacemaker Team Leader in Nigeria, and Women Community in Africa, WCA Gombe State Coordinator. She holds a bachelor's degree in criminology and security studies. Beyond her professional career, Ruth is a mother of two, a dedicated advocate, and an active community mobilizer. So today, to talk to us about the possibility, the new imperative of mothers soft power in peacemaking in Nigeria. Ruth, over to you. Bear with us as we navigate technological challenges, and I respect everybody on this call. Despite all of that, you show up. Ruth, over to you.
Thank you so much, Soraya. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. And hello, everyone. Nice to have you here on this platform where we once in a month in order to share ideas and identify some of the key challenges and see how we can mitigate. Thank you so much. We are excited to share with you our insights on Mothers Without Borders, the phenomenology of mothers' soft power in peace building, focusing on northern Nigeria, a topic that generates significant attention at a recent colloquium held at Boston Peace Institute in the United States of America, hosted by Professor Hawa Ibrahim. Join us as we dive deeper into the fascinating subject. Thank you. The phenomenology of mother's soft power in peace building is a fascinating topic, especially in the context of northern Nigeria. It is fascinating because northern Nigeria is characterized by many ethnic groups and religion faiths, coupled with widespread illiteracy, especially amongst women. Again, the region is notoriously known for patriarchy influence and dominance brought by religious and cultural learning in the northerns. It is, however, interesting to note that the recent times mothers have been instrumental in promoting peace and reconciliation in the region after using the unique experiences and perspectives to build bridges and foster dialogue. Here are some key aspects of mothers' soft power adopted by women in the northern Nigeria. Informal peace building, to start with, we have been engaging in informal peace efforts, demonstrating their agency and advocacy for peace in spite of the patriarchal restrictions. I definitely believe that all of us know how restricted women are in the northern Nigeria. Women are, based on the culture, they are subjected to men, and I can say men or their husbands. This has been a barrier of us building the peace movement. And in spite of that, we have been doing so well, honestly. We've achieved 1 or 2 through consistency and courage. We were being able to do 1 or 2 things. Second part is interfaith collaboration. We have been engaging in interfaith collaboration by bringing Muslim and Christian women together in order to share ideas collaboratively. This we achieve by mobilizing across religious lines to provide humanitarian aid and promote tolerance, showcasing the power of interfaith collaboration. The interfaith collaboration has really helped us in building a lot of things. I will set an example by the movement in Kaltungo. We started with 20 women, in spite the patriarchal destruction and all you can think of. We were being able to be strong in standing firm in doing it. And we always want to tell everyone, every man in this platform, that all the movement we have been doing is not to take the power from the men, is to complement. I think that word has really helped us in mobilizing, because each time women gather to do in order to make a movement or make a move or do anything, men usually feel threatened, thinking we are planning to take their power. No, I stand to say no. We are complementing. If a woman is a helper, that means she has a role to play in everything, not only peace building. So we let the men know this part of it. And I believe you me, with this, we have been able to have support from the men themselves. And I am celebrating this till date. I can say some men, but for some, we are still struggling. But definitely I know with understanding and dialogue, using that soft power of mothers, we will get there. The third part of it is community engagement. We have organized seminars and campaigns to raise awareness about abuses and demand participation in peace processes. These were successfully achieved in some parts of northern Nigeria. That includes Kafanchan, Jalingo, Abuja, and Gombe, with overwhelming successes. To tell you that this has really made an impact, the unity has come to stay among women, which we know if we only allow the men to take over, that thing will be very difficult, because women are caregivers. Women have a very strong heart. They have a forgiving heart. They are so strengthened, and women has one unique influence that when they start up a particular thing, definitely you will see an impact. I would want to set an example with the women in Gombe. Women in Gombe serve as an example. We've started a movement with women in Gombe as a result of the relationship we have with the Muslim and Christian women. We've been able to capture the minds of kingmakers in Kaltungo community. That shows the patriarchal influence is gradually giving us a little relief. I don't think it's that strong as before because of how we used that mother's soft power. Practical example of mother's soft power in action in the northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria is recurrent area of religion and ethnic crisis with serious consequences. However, over the years, this ugly and unfortunate experience is becoming a thing of the past because of the collaboration between Christian women and Muslim women. Using that soft power, thanks to our mother, Soraya. Soraya has really been a very big support to the movement. Her body is in the United States of America, but her soul is in Nigeria. Each time you call Nigeria, Soraya will rise on her feet and see how she can support any project we raise, thanks to her and Nigerian Women Lead. With the support we receive from this mother of mothers, have assisted us to work tirelessly to promote peace, provide relief materials to other parts of the northern Nigeria, more especially the schools, support to the pupils in Kaduna, Taraba, Gombe states, and this by interfacing with these people. The impact of mother's soft power. Increase in representation. The effort of Soraya and as well the Nigerian Women Lead to increase women participation has increased the women participation in peace processes, have led to more inclusive, sustainable peace agreements. Thank you, Soraya, for your effort, and thank you for the support. I usually tell the women I am leading that if someone from another country will be so passionate about you living in peace, you are not supposed to joke with it. We don't need anyone to help us build this movement. But for someone to leave his comfort zone, coming to Nigeria, and even penetrating to some of the uncomfortable zones, just to make sure things are moving well. So I'm saying a big thank you on behalf of Nigerian women entirely. Community resilience. Our engagement with various women across the country has helped us build resilience. In northern Nigeria, community heavily affected by the conflict here by promoting social cohesion and reconciliation. We all know what is happening in northern Nigeria. Then the Christian women and women, Muslim women don't usually come under the same umbrella, sit down and do things together. But because of this movement, more especially the Nigerian Women Lead, with the collaboration of Omnia Institute for Contextual Leadership, the Muslim women and the Christian women can now celebrate the festive period of both religions. This is so amazing, and those are some of the achievements and the movement has made. In conclusion of this brief presentation, our effort through the support of our good and lovely sister, a mother, can never be overemphasized, and her organization, Nigerian Women Lead, have tremendously transformed some of the northern Nigeria into peace heaven. The region that was a conflict zone now has turned to a place where people can interact in spite of your religion, culture, and tradition. Before I end this small presentation, I will wish to state crystally that women in northern Nigeria are bedeviled with poverty, ignorance, religious bigotry, and above all, under perpetuity of patriarchal dominance. Finally, therefore, these challenges required gigantic effort and sacrifice from all of us seated here for a better and egalitarian society in the northern Nigeria of our wish. Thank you so much, and for most sincerely for listening. God bless you. This is all I have for now. I don't know if there's anybody with addition or something. Thank you so much, Soraya.
Thank you, Ruth. Beautiful. You give me so much hope. You give us so much hope. You know, I read a quote somewhere. It said, women are half the world and the other half are our children. So
I know.
When we embody this particular thought, you just feel running with the possibility of everything that you spoke about. But yet, there are historical wounds, not only in Nigeria, in many countries around the world. There are historical wounds. And most of it, I believe personally, because I work in the area of dismantling patriarchy, is theological driven. And then we lack political supportability. When you take the case of Nigeria, between the two paradigms, lack of political supportability and patriarchy emboldened through theology, and then I believe also critical thinking is lacking, as you mentioned, and that is because there's a lack of education. What are some new steps that we can call on the Nigerian government and our religious leaders to commit to? I want you to address both segments because we know these are the two debilitating factors in gender inequities. What can the Nigerian government do, and then what can the religious actors do in your thoughts? And I open that to other ideas also from our youth.
Yeah. Based on the question you just asked, that says the historical wounds, how it can be healed. or how did it heal? Which one are you asking? Advocate for peace and challenges. Can you come again with the question? Because it was breaking.
Oh, no, in terms of why aren't mothers empowered to take a leadership role in conflict and peace building? Is it patriarchy that is driven through theology and the inaction of our governments, not only Nigerian, all governments? What might you say are some necessary action towards the religious actors and then towards the government?
I definitely know what we are doing presently on ground gives positive results without using violence. When talking about soft power of a mother, that shows through how we relate from our homes. You know, what I tend to figure out is once if peace have not started from home, it's very difficult to go to the community. It's very difficult to transfer it to the state at large. It's very difficult to transfer it to the world. Once if that love and respect and unity and also collaboration start from home before it will even reach to the government. So I will call on the mothers, more especially this talk is about the mothers' soft power. I will advise that mothers should use that soft power amicably and being consistency in advocating the peace movement consistently, stand for our rights, not saying taking over from the men, but making the society see the need to carry women along. Consistency, that's the problem. Each time you see a woman raise a voice, sometimes our fellow women are the ones that will pushing her back. You don't have to do this based on the tradition and culture. But I'm calling on the mothers, the women, should be consistency in what we are doing. We'll get there. Once if we increase the number and the voice kept increasing, it will reach to a stage where the government, the patriarchy structure will like listen and they will know how to involve us in policy making and all this stuff. But lack of consistency, once if we start, just a little voice will now quench the whole thing. So I think those are one of the ways I will want to say advocacy is number one. Community organizing, we should not stop. Despite it's informal, we should not stop. Support other groups and networking through education and creating awareness to other women that are from the grassroots. Once if the voice becomes so strong, I so much believe we will.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm going to ask one last question before I give it over to the youth. Can we build an international, a global movement where we all come together as a global movement, like the United Nations, a United Mothers movement? Not that can we, should we should. What can the global world do for empowering mothers in Nigeria? What can we do as mothers for Nigeria? Did we lose Ruth, Dofa, John? I'm wondering. Did we lose everyone? Okay.
Yeah, she's still around, but I think she's having a connection problem because I can see her mic is currently on, but we can't hear her.
Okay. I am here. I'm talking to you all from Washington, D.C. if you can see, this is the Senate Hart building where the lawmakers, all the congressmen, they all come to make laws. And so I have a meeting with a congressperson I'm already late. So I have to leave for that, Dofa. Will you and the youth movement here take over this call? And hopefully Ruth comes back and gets questions from the audience, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sarah. It's nice. It's nice meeting you today. I think I'm going to take over from here because John is not also on the call. So
Hello, Dofa. Can you hear me?
yeah, welcome.
Yeah, I'm having network issues. Sorry.
Okay, so Soraya is done with her question and she'll be leaving now. So I think we're going to take questions from the youths now, if anyone has any.
Okay.
So yeah, just a brief recap. The last question she asked is how can mothers outside Nigeria support mothers in the northern part of Nigeria? More like mothers outside the country support mothers that are in Nigeria. So that was the previous question she asked. So I don't know, maybe you just shed a little light on it before others can ask questions. Yeah.
I think mothers here in Nigeria are struggling because in most cases, once if we go for sensitization to mobilize women from the grassroots, the first thing you will hear them saying, they need empowerment. They need to be empowered, both physically, mentally, and otherwise, even health-wise. So once if the mothers outside there, they are stronger than here, than the women here in Nigeria and in the grassroots. So they need support to amplify voices, support them and support them what they are networking. The advocacy, sometimes programs like this need a woman to be very sound in every aspect. So once the support is not there, like what I mean, if a woman here in Nigeria is affected, let it be globally, more especially like gender-based violence and the rest. So once if anything happens to one woman in another country, all the globe will raise one voice in order to support all the women. I think that's what I would say for now.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. So I don't know, does anyone has any question? If you have question, you could do well to raise your hand or drop a message on the chat if there is any. Yeah, and I think I have one question. I have one question to ask. The question is, how do mothers cope with the issue of, we're in the 21st century and technology is actually taking over. Most parents can't join, more especially a call like this. There are parents that don't have access to the internet, don't have access to Zoom calls like this. They don't have knowledge of things like this. So what's the way that we can do, or what's one thing we can do to help in this type of situation? Because for any parent to be involved in the global network and stuff like this, there's need for involvement. There's need for involvement in technology, and most parents are not and I think most parents for things like this. So what are some things that we can do to help this type of situation?
Yes, I think this aspect is very important. Previously, I was involved in a talk in a particular place that how will this kind of mothers in this generation cope with the issue of technology. I now responded to that particular woman that was raising the question. I said, there's a gap in between us, parents, mothers, and the youth. And unless we bridge that gap, there are a lot of things we cannot benefit. What am I trying to say? Once, if the mothers have no idea how the world is changing, some of the mothers, more especially the ones in the grassroots, everything is changing. We are more on a technological world than before. And mothers always want to dwell in that generation that is past already. So collaborating with our children is very important. Coming up and increasing our knowledge concerning technology is very important because technology has taken over. We have children, youths, that every mother has children. And for the grassroots mobilization, after all those things, it is mandatory that we must go back to the grassroots to sensitize, to advocate. Is not always the issue of technology, because the people at the grassroots, I don't think there's anything that we can do concerning that aspect, because the area and the locations they are, those things cannot work, unfortunately. But for the mothers that are living with their children, that based on this technological aspect, we need to increase our knowledge concerning it so we can blend. You, Dofa, I think I sold an idea to you that you have to be taking your mother along. When you are on this, call her. When you fix everything, be showing her one thing or the other. At least let her know what you do. Because of the technology, at least you are with her. You are still with your mother, but she doesn't know even what you do on the social media. But I think there is need for awareness on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So, does anyone has any question? Does anyone has any question to ask?
Dofa, good evening. Dofa, good evening, Miss Ruth. Good evening, Miss Raya. Sorry, please. I'm busy. That's why I unmuted myself. Let's welcome the CEO, Amisha Montreal Foundation, please. She's here with us.
Welcome to this great platform. Thank you so much for collaborating to work with us. You're welcome, Amisha Foundation CEO. Thank you for connecting.
Thank you. Good evening, all. Good evening, Mrs.
So glad to have you here.
Thank you. Good evening, all. I'm pleased to be part of this.
Struggling with her network. Oh, sorry. This is Nigerian network for you, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. You're welcome. CEO Amisha Foundation. Thank you very much for connecting with us. You have really been of great support to this great movement. And just for our information, she was one of our speaker and one of our series, our monthly series. So thank you very much for connecting this evening. So does anyone ask question? Okay. Yeah, I think if there is none, I will give it up to Miss Ruth to conclude this session. We round it up. Just a quick conclusion. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dofa. A special appreciation. Is someone saying something?
Continue, ma'am. No?
Okay. Who is not muted? Can you mute the noise coming from the background, please? Yeah, a special appreciation to all those who attend this call. Thank you so much for responding. I believe you might have one or two question or addition, please. If there's anything you want to contribute, there's a time for that. We have like roughly 15 minutes to do that. If you have one or two things to contribute, you are free to do so. Do you have anyone with contribution, question or something or thoughts? Oh, the room is so quiet.
No, my hands are raised. Maybe you can see.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for. I apologize for joining late. I had to leave a meeting to join this one. I want to say thank you so much for this initiative, talking about the phenomenology of mothers' soft power in peace building, especially focusing in northern Nigeria. So I think that there's a lot more conversation that should go on about the importance of soft power in northern Nigeria. There are so many issues that I think that we need to come together to address, especially leaving children on the street and allowing those living very tiny 3 years, 2 years old on the street to go and maybe buy something for the family or maybe just to go and play around at this time of volatility of how bandits and everything are going. I think those are issues that um, as northern Nigerian mothers, we need to also address. The issues of tala, hawking and all of that is also important. And even if the children need to go and hawk, they should also be given access to education. So there are so many things that need to be resolved. The issue of Almajiri has not still been fully addressed, effectively addressed. I think these are things that we need to talk about. And it is only when we put our heads together, when we hold hands together in um, in unison, that's when we'll be able to achieve more. So thank you for this initiative and thank you for inviting me, Madam Ruth Abner. And to the organizers, well done. Thank you, Papa.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This is Mrs. Khadija Abdullahi Iya, the founder of Women Community in Africa, and as well the CEO. You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for participating. We also have Bishop Benjamin from the Bishop of Abuja Diocese. I also have Reverend Emmanuel here. Welcome, sir. And I also have here my pastor and a partner also, Pastor Adiel Mbo. We recognize your presence here. Thank you so much for attending. And I have my boss here, Ms. Timia Lamwan. She's my boss from the headquarters of Abuja, Nigeria Immigration Service, Assistant Controller. Thank you so much for participating, ma'am. We also have some of the names I cannot identify, and please receive my warm welcome and a big thank you for being part of this call. I believe next when we call, we'll still come back together and meet again to share ideas, to listen from the teachings, and at least to deliberate together. Thank you so much for participating. You're welcome to this platform once again. Dofa, can you take over?
Okay, I don't know. There is a way we clap in Zoom call. So I think we are going to use it and give a round of applause to our Nigerian coordinator and person of Miss Ruth Abner. She has done a really great job on this topic, and thank you very much, ma, for educating us on this. To everyone that have attended this meeting, thank you very much. We acknowledge your presence and We hope that when next we call, you're going to avail yourself. We do this every month. Every end of the month, we do this educational call to enlighten ourselves on happenings around us over here in Nigeria. So once again, thank you very much. And
yes, Miss Khadija Abdullah, yeah, I saw
good
your
night for persons that are in Nigeria. And if
it seems someone is raising hand. Can you check?
No, I was clapping. Sorry. I was clapping for
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
so very much. So with this, we've come to the end of our call for today. Thank you and God bless you. So stopping
Thank you,
recording.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for participating and good night. Thank you.
You can just unmute yourself and just greet everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank you so much,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you. God bless you.
Cheers.